How do you get your crash car repaired without hiring a lawyer? Well, if somebody ran into you and damaged your vehicle and it's their fault, you're going to want to first report it. Now, you can call your own insurance company, tell them that you're in an accident, that it was somebody else's fault, and you're just calling to report the claim, not to make a claim. And then call the insurance company for the person who is at fault. Now, that insurance company's insured might have already given them notice of the claim and they might already be investigating it. But if they haven't, at least you're going to put them on notice so they can start the investigation process and it gives them less time to drag their feet. Now, the second thing you should do is go out and get a repair estimate from a reputable shop. Don't go to the Earl Scheib or Maaco, whatever the cheapest place is near you. Go to a legitimate shop that you would want to get your car repaired at. And when you get that estimate, you're going to want to send that estimate to the claims adjuster so the adjuster can look at some actual documentation as opposed to just words because adjusters need and like documentation. And speaking of documentation, when you are communicating with a claims adjuster, you're going to find that they're going to want to call you all the time because there's no record of that. So, to the extent you can, you want to email the claims adjuster all the time. So, send an email saying, hey, here's the estimate of, da 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 to repair my car. And then when you have conversations with them, if it's pretty important, you're going to want to send them an email back saying, hey, just documenting our conversation from this date and time where you said this, that, and the other thing. So that creates a paper trail. So if things start to slow down later, you've got evidence to point to as opposed to a he said, she said conversation. Now, the third thing you want to do is send over the police report. Any evidence you have to show that the other person's at fault, you want to present that to the insurance adjuster because they've got a two-step process. They need to determine that the people they insure are at fault, and then they need to determine how much of a check they're going to have to write to compensate for that. So, in order to determine their person's at fault, either they can talk to their own insured, and their insured will tell them, hey, yeah, I was totally at fault. I caused this accident. Go write a check. Or more often than not, they don't want to call, they don't want to cooperate, or they'll say, no, it was the other person's fault. So, if the police came out, send the police report to that adjuster so they know, oh, the police say that the person I have is at fault. Then they can look at your estimate and come up with an idea of how much money that they have to pay, and that should really help them move the case along. Now, even if you've done all of this, they still may be kind of dragging their feet a little bit. So when you talk to them, ask them specific questions, not how's my claim doing, but questions like, is liability accepted yet? That should be a yes or no answer. And if the answer is no, ask them specifically what documentation are you waiting on? And then finally, ask them when you can expect a decision. Now, if it seems like you're doing everything right and the insurance company is still dragging their feet, it is not a horrible idea to escalate the matter and ask to speak with a supervisor because you need your car to go to work, pick up your kids, and all of that, and you still don't have a decision even after all of this time. Now, if you're absolutely getting nowhere with the insurance company for the person that was at fault, and you do have comp and collision coverage on your own policy, you can talk to your own insurance company and say, hey, look, this other person's at fault. They're dragging their feet. I really need my car. Please get my car repaired, and then go after them to pay you back. That's called subrogation, and that should have a lesser impact on your insurance rates in the future. Now, should you talk to a lawyer? Well, if it's property damage only and there is no personal injury component to it, unless you're prepared to write a check to a lawyer for hundreds of dollars an hour, you're probably not going to want to hire a lawyer. You're probably going to want to do this on your own. If there is a personal injury component to it, then yes, an attorney is probably going to help you out on your property damage part for free, and then they'll be compensated through the personal injury side. So hopefully this helped you get your crashed car fixed faster. If you happen to be in Nevada where I practice law and you've got questions, feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, and we'll talk about it.